Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Inclusive Bharat, and welcome to the daily editorial analysis of the Hindu newspaper. In this video we shall discuss the important editorial of 16th December 2023. These are the 4 articles taken up for discussion. Let's discuss the article one by one. The first article, Acceleration Foretold. The article talks about the rise in prices, known as inflation, and how it poses a risk to consumption, people buying things, and economic growth. In November, the prices of goods and services went up. This was expected, and the central bank had predicted a slight increase. Food prices played a big role in the overall increase. The Consumer Price Index, a measure of inflation, rose by 5.55%, with food prices going up even more, particularly for cereals, like rice and wheat, and vegetables. Cereals and vegetables got more expensive. Cereals saw a double-digit increase for the 15th consecutive month. Vegetable prices, especially for items like tomatoes, ginger, and garlic, also rose significantly. Among commonly consumed vegetables, onions became much more expensive, with an 86% increase compared to last year. This is a big worry, especially with predictions of a 25% drop in onion production due to bad weather and less groundwater. Potatoes were the only relief as their prices decreased. However, pulses and sugar became more expensive, with sugar production expected to be affected by a lower rainfall. The central bank, RBI, decided not to raise interest rates. Now, it's up to the government to take steps to control inflation. If they don't, there's a risk that people might buy less and the overall economy could suffer. In simple terms, the article is saying that prices of things we buy, especially food, went up in November. Onions, in particular, got a lot more expensive, and the government needs to do something about it to keep the economy healthy. Now let's move on to the next article. Opportune moment to rediscover Chennai's hydrology. The author talks about how heavy rainfall in recent years, possibly due to climate change, has led to frequent floods in Chennai. The question is whether we're blaming climate change for our mistakes, especially since floods in 2005, 2015, and 2023 have been increasingly devastating. The focus is on whether we've learned from past events and taken corrective measures. These are the questions arising. Are floods a result of human mistakes? Has the government's approach helped with floods and droughts? What have we learned from previous extreme events? How can Chennai become resilient to floods? Can we turn disasters into opportunities for abundant water supply? Chennai has many irrigation tanks that were once effective but are now neglected. The author suggests studying water dynamics, protecting water bodies, and restoring tanks' capacity to prevent excess runoff. Chennai has unique rivers and canals, but they're in bad shape due to encroachments and pollution. The author calls for continuous maintenance, not just cosmetic interventions, to restore their health. Chennai's rapid urbanization has led to the loss of water bodies and ecological hotspots. The author emphasizes the need to protect these areas in future expansion plans to prevent further environmental damage. If the suggested measures are followed scientifically, Chennai can be saved from floods, and the city can have a continuous water supply, even in drought years. The author emphasizes turning disasters into opportunities for positive change. Let's move on to the next article. A time-honored connect that will help bridge the gulf. Sultan Haytham bin Tariq is visiting India from December 16, marking his first visit since becoming the Sultan in 2020. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Oman in 2018, resulting in significant agreements on trade, defense, and security. Oman is a crucial neighbor to India in the Arabian Gulf region due to its strategic location and proximity to key ports. Forms a trio of strategic partners with Saudi Arabia and the UAE in the Gulf region. The ruling family of Oman has a strong historical connection with India, fostering positive relations. Even during the Cold War, Oman maintained open relations with India when other Arab nations were supportive of Pakistan. Oman pursues a foreign policy of moderation and mediation, maintaining deliberate neutrality in regional conflicts. Played a key role in diffusing tensions during the Persian Gulf crisis in 2019. Established in 2008, the partnership is built on mutual trust and shared interests. Oman is a crucial pillar of India's West Asia policy. Joint exercises between the defense forces of both nations. Operation Sankalp in 2019 to ensure the safe passage of Indian-flagged ships off the coast of Oman. The historic Muan Duck port enhances security cooperation. Bilateral trade reached $12.388 billion in financial year 2022-23. Over 6,000 India-Oman joint ventures with an estimated investment of over $7.5 billion. Exploring cooperation in strategic areas like space, rare earth metals, and infrastructure projects. The proposed India-Middle East-Europe connectivity corridor and a potential gas pipeline from Oman to India. Oman is seen as a gateway for India to engage with West Asia due to historical ties, shared interests, and regional affiliations. Both countries are considered ambassadors of peace with goodwill across ideologies. Oman's Sultan's visit is deemed timely and crucial amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, testing the region's stability. Oman's role becomes increasingly important for India and the region in managing challenges and fostering peace. Let's move on to the next article. Intruders in Parliament. On December the 13th, there was a serious security breach in the Indian Parliament when 4 individuals entered the premises and disrupted proceedings. The Lok Sabha, part of the Parliament, was in session, remembering a past terrorist attack. 2 men, Manoranjan and Sagar, entered and sprayed gas, shocking everyone. 2 others, Neelam and Amol, stood outside, raising slogans and also spraying gas. The 4 individuals had arrived in Delhi a few days earlier and planned the breach. They had passes to enter Parliament, and 2 of them had concealed gas canisters in their shoes. The breach occurred during 0 hour, catching everyone off guard. The attackers cleared 3 layers of security using their Parliament passes. Sagar jumped into the Lok Sabha and sprayed gas, causing chaos. Manoranjan also jumped down and sprayed gas, but a vigilant MP managed to take away the canister. The 4 intruders claimed to share a collective responsibility for the breach. They were part of a Facebook page called the Bhagat Singh Fan Club, expressing opinions on current affairs. Their motivation was to protest government policies and draw attention to their grievances. The attackers were inspired by an incident in 1929, when Bhagat Singh threw bombs in the Central Assembly to protest against a controversial bill. The 4 intruders have been booked under various sections of the Indian Penal Code and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The families of the attackers are struggling to comprehend the actions of their loved ones. Sagar, an e-rickshaw driver, had financial difficulties and left home saying he was going to a protest. Neelam, an M.Phil in Sanskrit, was a civil services aspirant who felt frustrated about unemployment. Amol, an aspiring army recruit, felt the lockdown had affected his chances of joining the army. Manoranjan, a computer science engineer, was described by his father as having a heart of gold. The breach has raised concerns about the security in Parliament. A committee has been formed to investigate the lapses that led to the breach. There is also an inquiry into whether there is a larger conspiracy behind the incident. The incident highlights the need for improved security measures in Parliament. The motivations of the attackers seem to stem from frustration with government policies and a desire to make their voices heard. So that's all for today. If you like this initiative, kindly like and share the video. Also kindly subscribe to our channel for further updates.